Alright, I'm at 110 Van Buren Street. This is the main house, just to the carriage house, and the line that runs all the way in through the floor of the main house and ties in here. Just kind of show the way it's laid out. And so we were able to inspect from the main or the carriage house into, you see that line, if you can see the outline of it here coming in, and there's the Y, where the old line used to come down. And so it isn't, and so what we're going to be inspecting now is coming from this. And this comes all the way, like this line comes all the way across, it's a hung sewer, all the way across the basement, and the stuff is coming down from the upstairs bathroom. And this is where we're going to be accessing the line from here. Now, we went out, basically all but like the last 10 feet of the line has already been inspected. But I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we've got everything inspected through here. And so this is all above ground until we get into, go through a small section of, we'll go through the PVC, and then when it drops down, it should switch over to probably the cast iron for a short distance. And this is all the line that's been getting used. Water through here, testing the fixtures. So I believe, I know we did see it was about 130 feet out from the carriage house, so shouldn't be too much further here. Cast iron it's not a bad material, but it does tend to, you can see how it does have a kind of a lot of rust buildup, and it has kind of channels. And so you can't really tell how thin or thick the pipe walls are, but you can tell it does look like it's all held shape well. And a major thing with cast iron is to make sure that you're always that you're not using any wet wipes or anything in the line, because they do catch a lot easier on cast iron. I put a note in all my in all the cast iron houses for that, to make sure you're only using toilet paper, because it does break down and will disintegrate, whereas the wet wipes will not. And so you can see we've gotten outside of the house and we've switched over to clay. This is all common materials for this area of the house. And this is what we saw on the other video at 127 feet. This is a large root ball. So on here it's 55 feet, we'll say 56 feet. And this will need to be cleaned, but I think we've already established that the line's going to have to be cleaned. Pretty much all of the underground line, which would be from the carriage house all the way out to here. So, but this is obviously 90% of the entire pipe area at this connection. It's not uncommon to have roots in old clay lines like this, but it just needs a little bit of maintenance, and if the tree is still out there, it'll continue to come back. So you'll have to do regular maintenance. Usually that would consist of just a root killer or something like that. It would help as a preventative maintenance item. Just kind of once a year or so, dump some root killer down the line. That tree is no longer out front. You have to just kind of monitor for a few years and see if the roots are coming back at all. Sometimes they'll continue to grow for a few years. But if not, then you don't have much to worry about. Or you can take that tree down. But at first, at least you'll have to monitor, and if the tree is still there, you'll just have to monitor the root growth and maybe treat it like I mentioned. Okay. So we've made it all the way out to the main.
We're looking down into the sewer main in the street, 83 feet, and the line looked great. They have a little bit of root intrusion there at 55 feet. Other than that, the line was really good from the main house. So both me on one report, and I really didn't see anything concerning as far as the structural integrity of the line. It's just the carriage house, which we've already done, obviously had a ton of debris and has been abandoned for a while. There's been no water flowing through it, and so you couldn't see a ton. But the main house line, all this, really good. You just have that one section of roots in this area, and so this will all have to be cleared out too. You can see a bunch of that's construction debris and old cast iron and all that flushed out into the, it's been flushed out into the clay. But the big thing is there at 55 feet. That could cause a backup fairly quickly. If you get in here and start flushing a bunch of toilet paper and stuff, and all that can get caught, all the solids can get caught on those roots, build up. But the good thing is that cross section didn't look bad at all. It's just at that connection there. We'll make sure that's just water making, okay. And so 46, but yeah, you can see this line just is going to have to be jetted to be able to get all this stuff out and just flush out all this debris, because obviously that too can cause backups if everything starts catching on that, all that debris and the roughness of the cast iron. Okay, here we are back into the PVC, and so we're all above ground now. So, 110 Van Buren for their main house here. It all looked really good. Had some root intrusion at about 55 feet and about 49 feet or so too, but really the main ball of roots is at 55 feet. Again, just like the carriage house, this will need to be cleaned, and so I would have them jet from the carriage house all the way up through where this connects into this PVC, because the carriage house stays underground and has cast iron all throughout the house until it ties into this PVC right around where the boiler and everything is. And then the main house is mainly hung sewer, and then it comes into that same area. But the line from here all looked really good structurally. You just have that little bit of roots at 55 feet that will need to be cleaned, and so you clean the whole line, and then I would re-inspect the line coming from the carriage house after all that debris has been flushed out, just to check the integrity of the pipe below the flow line where all that debris had built up over that like 100 feet of pipe there from the carriage house. So, but overall, the line looked like it was in one piece, and I didn't see any major structural issues, so it's overall good news. So that's going to end the inspection at 110 Van Buren Street in Dayton, Ohio.